Welcome to solverfy.
So we're given the function of acceleration to be t is equal to t plus 4. We're also given that the velocity is equal to 5 at time 0, as well as the interval of time being 0 to 10 seconds. So for part A, we want to find the velocity at time t. In order to find the velocity with our given information, the first thing we want to do is find the integral of our acceleration function. The integral of acceleration will give us velocity. So we have the integral of t plus 4 dt. This will end up giving us t squared over 2 plus 4t plus c. Can't forget your plus c. So next, now that we know that the velocity is equal to 5 at time 0, we're going to plug in 0 for everywhere where we see a t. So we have 0 over 2 plus 4 times 0 plus c. At time 0. So this will all end up equaling c. And since we know that at time 0, velocity is equal to 5, c will end up equaling 5. So now from here, we can get our velocity with respect to time function to equal t squared over 2 plus 4t plus 5. And this will be our function for velocity. So next up, for part B, we want to find the distance traveled during the time interval, my bad. So in order to do that, first we're going to want to take the integral of our time interval, 0 to 10, with respect to our velocity function. The integral of velocity is distance. So v of t dt. So we're simply going to plug in our velocity function here into our integral. So we have 0 to 10 of t squared over 2 plus 4t plus 5. Okay. So first step will be to evaluate the integral. And once we evaluate our integral, you should get t cubed over 6 plus 2t squared plus 5t. And we want to evaluate this integral once again on the time interval from 0 to 10. So since we have 0 to 10, we're going to plug in 10 everywhere where we see our t. And we can ignore the second half where we're plugging in 0, because when we plug in 0, the whole function is going to equal 0. So you'll end up with 10 cubed over 6 plus 2 times 10 squared plus 5 times 10. And when you evaluate this out, you should have 1,000 over 6 plus 200 plus 50. And when you evaluate this out, finally, your final answer will end up being about 416.67. And this would be the distance that was traveled.